It's very interesting how everybody seems to have an opinion about the truck and taxi that collided and killed some young students. I was on Facebook and I was quite distraught when I read a post by an individual who lives in the UK. And he was talking about how the parents are responsible for the crash that happened that ended up killing the students. And I was wondering to myself, how do you think like that? How do you actually say something like that? Do you actually even understand the dynamics of what happens in the industry, the taxi industry, and the South African situation where parents are very limited in terms of what mode of transport their children can use? They're also very limited in terms of choices. Just the idea that they don't have a lot of choices when it comes to what mode of transport their children can use, because a lot of them can't afford a mode of transport of their own. Not everybody can afford a car. And there's distance as well when it comes to students and where they can attend schools, and placement where parents struggle to actually place students in a school that is close by or nearby, because there's a system now that is very biased. In a way, it makes it very difficult for parents to know where they're going to have placement for their children. So unfortunately, because of some of these dynamics, the individual went on to talk about how the taxis, how do parents put children in a mode of transport that does not have seatbelts? Like, who the heck is this Giga man? My God, this Indian guy from UK, literally doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Buses, buses, mini buses don't have seatbelts. Yes, they don't have seatbelts, except if you're talking about the front row. Um, I mean, buses don't have seats. No, modes of transport aren't supposed to. Public modes of transport that transport masses aren't supposed to necessarily have seatbelts. I don't know what his argument is for that matter. So it's not about safe passenging, it's about safe driving. What were the students supposed to do? And what are the parents supposed to do about it? There's a lot of dynamics around the situation. And if you look at it from that aspect, some people are talking about how the the individual. I haven't really followed up the story as much. I haven't really read into the driver of the truck, but some individuals are suggesting a situation of the driver of the truck not having proper documentations. I don't know if it's a foreigner or not, but the one that just caught my attention is this dude, how everybody seems to have an opinion about a situation where school children died because of reckless driving in an industry where you can't even confront the taxi industry. The government can't even, because some of them I hear have some interests. They have they're stakeholders in the taxi industry as well. So when it comes to safety, when it comes to regulations, when it comes to holding people accountable and who we start to hold accountable in this regard, it becomes a very slippery slope kind of a conversation where what are we really doing? Instead of holding leadership accountable, our government accountable, we start holding the parents accountable now to say, why are they allowing children to get into a mode of transport that does not have any safety measures? How do you think in your head? How do you think about that? And for that matter, a person who's in the UK who doesn't even live in South Africa, but maybe has connections, well, it's an Indian guy, happens to be a pastor, and does not actually live in the country, and maybe has some idea of what goes on in the country and so on, and they feel entitled to have an opinion about that, and they feel they can say something that puts the parents at blame for allowing their children to use the taxi. What kind of stupid nonsense kind of generation are we? That is social media making people so retarded that everybody feels like their opinion is just relevant in every way? What kind of world are we? What is this? What what the heck is going on in here, man? Like, what is happening? My God. Anyway, Fact of reality is parents are grieving, children died, and life goes on. It goes on. It's a new norm for somebody. When a life is normal, it is normal, unfortunately. The question is, when it comes to accountability, who do we hold accountable? Does accountability mean anything anymore, actually? Yeah, it's a sad situation. Anyway, that's just my take on that.